What can I say that hasn't been said a million fucking times? And when shit hits the fan, it's fucking crickets. Because today I woke up, I was tired, done, spent. And all I could think about was, we are fucking animals to them. And what is so upsetting to so many neutral white people is that a piece of them, some piece deeper down than, for some than others, still believes that they are more than us, and it scares them. When you take away the humanity of another, you really take away your own. And it's terrifying to imagine one body can hold so much denial and cognitive dissonance. The fatal shooting of yet another Black man that was apparently recorded on video in February and posted online on Tuesday by a local radio station. Ahmaud Arbery, 25 years old, just jogging through his neighborhood in Brunswick on February 23rd, when a former police officer and his son chased him down to murder him. Sadly, no matter how many times we say their names, it fails to get through to those who need to hear it the most. Not to mention, no amount of assimilation we could do on this earth would get them to see us. This is why we have to talk about interracial relationships. Not to be, oh, la, 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 we're all friends, but to demand that our friendships and relationships come with a side of justice and protection like any other relationship goals. And as an educator and a therapist, I'm aware of the phenomenon that it's easy to ignore and deny things we do not feel that we can change. But this denial literally kills people. It literally kills, whether through direct murder, suicide, systems, mental illness, the legacy of trauma that white supremacy creates cycles and cycles and cycles through generations because it lives in the shadows, quietly killing our humanity. And as someone who works in the realm of interracial relationships, a space that I had to create for myself as a transracial adoptee to survive, I cannot help but think I am so fucking done with this fuckery. I am done holding space for white people who refuse to see that there is a piece of them that does not see me as fully human. A piece. See, this is the uniquely American part. Eddie Glaude, who I love, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing your name, but I love you, puts it as the manifestation of the ugliness that lives in us. He said on MSN's NBC Dateline quite a while ago, and I use this in all of my classes, America is not unique in its sins as a country, he said. We're not unique in our evils. To be honest with you, I think where we may be singular is in our refusal to acknowledge them and the legends and myths we tell about our inherent goodness to hide and cover up and conceal so we can maintain a willful ignorance that protects our innocence. And that may not be exactly right, but I think it's pretty close. Because you see, the thing is, where we take the hit, and this is what he says, where he takes the hit, is that communities have to bear the brunt of white Americans, and he says, confronting the danger of their innocence. And it happens every generation, he goes on to say. So there can be this moment of, oh my God, who are we? And he explains this. I'll attach the video. Either way, we're going, to have to do something. Because he mentions, and I want to remind everybody that people are dying, babies die, fathers die, everybody is dying. And as he said, thank you again, Eddie, that white folk finally behind a history, they may finally begin to do the work of moving away from white supremacy. And I'm calling on you, all of these people that I respect as a Black woman first and a professional, please use your platforms. Please use your platforms to talk about whiteness and white supremacy because people are fucking dying. I looked at all my faves today. There are so many who influence my work and have not spoken up. Because this will not end until, everybody, inspirational white women, talk about, normalize, heal decolonization and the violence that lives inside of them and their families. Interrogating our interracial relationships means defining our expectations in the relationship. I encourage those, who are white, who I've tagged in this post about any of their work, to look at it through an interracial relationship lens. And maybe you'll begin to see that for your work to have maximum impact, it must consider our work in interracial relationships out loud, especially as we move forward in a country that in 20 or so years, 2044, most people will be Black, Indigenous, people of color, people, to people like me, we're holding space. Are we asking for people to be accountable? What do we lose when we're afraid to ask? As somebody who was raised by white people, I had a lot to lose: my family, my survival, everything. So I understand that this is challenging for us to do too. This is not a simple assumption, that this issue of white supremacy is not on the mind of like Brene Brown or whoever these like amazing women are that I enjoy reading and learning from. But I'm asking for a more explicit action to maintain traction and to follow through living what your work preaches, especially when it is hard and ugly, like right now, like it's been. I follow you. I see the beautiful Black people you embrace, like Austin and Chi-Chi and Rachel and Adrian and Tarana Burke and Gabrielle Union and Alicia Keys and all of these people who have paved the way. I see them. You talk to them. I see them on your pages. I know you're doing things. But if you keep Black, Indigenous, people of color in your company, there needs to be an expectation that we truly are in this together, not just a chat about racism, but a clear and concise call to action by white people to examine their love for us. This morning, Brene Brown posted, about 9 essential ingredients of, a true, of an apology based on Dr. Lerner's work. And I was thinking, number 3 stated that it includes an offer of reparation or restitution that fits the situation. Number 8 said should not be, offered to make you feel better if it risks making the other person that was hurt feel worse. And number 9 said that it does not ask the hurt party to do anything, to not even forgive. If this doesn't scream our situation, I don't know, Gwendolyn Doyle, Dr. Nicole LaPera, all of you are so important in our work, and so many more. Please tag the white women you learn from and have expectations of below to keep this list going. Accountability is love. Where is the outrage? This is it. No more asking. You need to make moves. I'm happy to talk to anyone about why this is where we fail in our interracial relationships. We think there is a compromise, but there is not one. As a woman, a Black adoptee, and like many other bi POC identified women who's had to fight every step of the way to be heard, only to be drowned out by the voices of sometimes better educated, easier to swallow white women with accessibility or self-interest that is accepted in a colonial society, and a little less fear because they still have just enough space between them and the anti-Black violence to focus just a bit more than I am able to make their dreams come true. Remember that privilege is white supremacy. There is no neutrality in justice work, human work, none. If you believe in fighting for liberation, there has to be space for this reflection. My friend Jackie Walker recently reminded me that our discomfort is our awakening. Remember all that vulnerability work that you all taught me about, that I read on the internet